Welcome back to the lab. Kris Krug is back. He is a fashion and editorial photographer, very well known around here. In fact, he founded the photography studio Static Photography, also the founder of Bright, BRYGHT.com, which is a great place to build a community website using Google. Very powerful program. And he's also a Web 2.0 kind of guy. Been around the block, so you know a little bit about protecting yourself online. Nowadays we all kind of have a presence online, and sometimes I think we forget that we are maybe saying a lot more about ourselves than we ought to in public.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that when they put things out online that it actually stays there. So there's a lot of sites like Flickr and MySpace. Any site that Google indexes, if you put something out there and then you take it down, there's a good chance it'll still be in Google's cache and be able to be found even if you take it down later. So.
Yeah. We've heard many stories of employers who do a Google search before they hire somebody and see your college MySpace page and all the drunken revelry you did, and that lives forever. So It's a good thing, especially for college kids, to keep in mind when you go to social networking sites. You don't want to post all those crazy pictures.
Well, my perspective isn't so much that you shouldn't post those, but you should be aware of where they go and how to control them and be familiar with the settings and different ways that are...
So once they're on the net, they're not completely out of your control. You have some...
Well, that's right. You know, different sites offer a lot of different privacy policies as well as privacy settings. Facebook's a good example. We can go through.
Okay, good. Yeah, because this is where people tend to put a lot of stuff that maybe, like my cell phone number's up there, naked pictures of me, and everything. It's all up there.
But they're all private, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So Facebook does have that option, doesn't it?
Facebook has very granular controls over privacy, and it's a good thing because people are putting so much information out there. We're feeding into it who we know, who our relationships are with, who we've worked for in the past.
A lot of people use Facebook over, say, something like MySpace because of this control.
Right. It's in general closed to Google, so Google can't come and index it. So what I said a second ago about how things that are put out there stay out there forever, even if you take them down. It's not always the case with Facebook.
So Google's not spidering those Facebook
That's right.
pages.
There is a very small public bit that's exposed to Google, but it's just like your name and some very basic stuff, which is why one of the first tips is, you know, you don't need to necessarily use your name, your full name, if you're concerned about your privacy. A lot of people use their first name and their middle name, or their first name and a nickname together, and that's a great start in terms of managing your identity out there, being found by other people, and controlling the information.
Presumably your friends will know how to find you.
Your friends will know how to find you,
Yeah, you use your full name on your Facebook
I use my full name, but I also use KK a lot of times. So KK was my kind of name on the internet, and it's not a far jump from KK to Kris Krug, but it's enough to keep some people from having an easy time tracking me around the internet.
Show us what we can and cannot do with the Facebook. What should we do?
One of the things that is really cool about Facebook is it allows you to do what's called this limited profile. So you can set, if someone adds you to Facebook and you're not sure how much information you want to allow them to see, you can just allow them to see your limited profile.
That's these check boxes here.
And here
on the
you
left.
can control every little thing about, do you want them to see your wall, your photos, even down here into specific sets of photos. So I can let people see my work party photos, but not my private photos or drunken
revelry photos saved for my closest friends.
So you can control who can see you when you're online, whether you're online or not. So if you don't want people to see your presence or your current status, as well as all the other controls. And then you can also go in and, so first thing is I recommend that people have a strategy for who they add to Facebook. I try not to add anyone who I don't know face-to-face if I haven't met you face-to-face.
That's kind of my policy too. Yeah.
I won't add them. A lot of people use these things as business networking tools, so some people kind of cross that threshold.
You're doing it with your knowledge, and you're thinking about it before you're doing it. It's not just automatic.
If someone adds me and I don't know who they are, but I've clicked through and I see that they maybe know some other people that know me as well, that's when I'll use the limited profile type thing. I'll say you can see a few of my activities online, but I don't want you to see relationship status, personal photos, things like that.
That's actually smart, yeah. That's why I can't see anything about you, huh? He's
no,
limited in me. No, I know, I'm just kidding.
So
I know everything you're up to, Kris.
I do publish a lot of it out there. So.
Well, I'm that way too. I kind of tend to trust people and tend to put stuff out there. And maybe we should all think a little bit, especially if you have kids and you're putting pictures of your kids up, maybe information about your kids. It's not just you now. It's other people in your life that you might want to protect.
My business partner has a rule that he asks that none of us take pictures of the kids and post them online, and he doesn't either. He wants his kid to have a choice when he's 18 years old what he wants to share on the internet versus, what he's chosen to share his whole life and can never erase.
It's a little late for my children, I'm afraid. They're all out there, baby. That's cool. What else can we do with the Facebook?
Well, there's a whole bunch of different options with Facebook. Click on the privacy settings, go in there and tinker around with it.
This is separate from the limited profile.
That's right. So that was the one section about the limited profile, which is the first thing. You can also control every type of information that people see on there. So even with giving them your extended profile, you maybe don't want them to see your online status, or you don't want to timestamp all your things so that people can track you as you go around the internet.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I take the timestamps off everything. I don't necessarily want someone to know if I'm working on something at 2 a.m. or at 4 a.m.
Right, or
I'm out of town, I'm out of the country, that's almost an invitation to, come and use my pad.
For sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Kris Krug is the founder of Bright.com, BRYGHT.com. You can also see his work all over the place. Flickr, Business Week, Wired Magazine, JPEG Magazine, Ion Magazine. Really, and of course on Facebook, but you have to ask first. He won't let you because he doesn't know you, but he knows me. And we actually get a lot of Facebook friend requests. I've started to say, I'm sorry I can't add you because I want to keep it to people I know face to face. I think people understand that, right? Don't take it personally. More of your calls coming up. The Lab with Leo continues in just a bit. You stay right here. Thanks, Kris.
Thanks a lot, Leo.